Sparking Change for Harmonious Living is a TV show that inspires action. It motivates you to start a journey towards a more balanced, fulfilling life. This show explores well-being through spirituality, mental clarity, and physical health. It covers topics like mindfulness, nutrition, fitness, and spirituality, giving you practical advice to enhance your life. Tune in for a transformative adventure that ignites the change you seek.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sparking Change for Harmonious Living. I am your host, Giovanna Tartarone.
And I'm your co-host, Ahmed Bahman.
And welcome, everyone. Today's show is really an exciting one for me. Why? Because I made a commitment that I am going to eat healthier this year. And I want to learn all about how we can use food to let it be our medicine to really heal our body, because this vessel is what we experience life with. So we wanted to maintain and be healthy. So Ahmed, let's talk about the types of food that we can use to help us really maintain good health, body, mind, and spirit.
Well, Hippocrates always said, let thy food be thy medicine and thy medicine be thy food. Prophet Muhammad said, a healthy mind is always in a healthy body. Yes, we do study the mind, we understand all of the mechanisms internally, but how much do we really pay attention when it comes to our health? Because if you have something that is not going right, and if you're not at ease, as what Bob always described, then you are at dis-ease. So basically, it would not allow you to live a fuller, more complete life the way everyone should, right? So there are many foods that can heal and nourish the bodies. Dr. Max Gerson, for example, he was a German scientist, and he was a doctor, and he always had a headache when he was a bit younger. And then one day he started to avoid certain foods, certain meats and alcoholic beverages, and he started consuming raw, natural, organic food over a period of time, and he realized that his headache went away. It wasn't very soon later that he was curing tuberculosis, skin tuberculosis to be precise. Out of a sample of 100 people, let's say he would cure 96% of the people. So
with natural foods.
With natural foods. So he came to a conclusion, which he said that disease is a result of two things. One is deficiency, and the other is toxicity. So when we talk about let thy food be thy medicine, now each food that you eat has a certain biological program to do something inside your body. And your body, your liver, since we're all been created by one supreme power, which I like to call God, he created everything for a purpose. So our bodies recognize things that have been there naturally in nature. From the he created everything for us. The whole world has been created for us. That's why when Bob always said that we are God's highest form of creation, right? Yeah. And our purpose is to be devoted to him alone, to worship him in the rightful way, to give our gratitude for all these blessings that we have in the grasps, of our hand, with the ability that we, of course, choose to go that way.
It's a choice.
It's a choice. God has given us free will, but it's also a school for us. Life is just a school where we get tested, we get to learn, and the more you understand certain laws and rules, and if you apply them into your life correctly, you will receive these abundant blessings coming your way.
Absolutely.
You will get as much as you hold on to the faith with absolute belief, because God is good all the time.
That is great. So let's go into the other beautiful things that he created for us to keep our health, our body, mind, and spirit healthy.
First thing is we really have to understand that, okay, as I remember one time we had Dr. Jolie
Yes.
as a guest with us. Now, in his book, he has a book labeled as Home Cooking to Cure Cancer. And, I bought his book in 2008. And I finished reading it in 3 days. But I was so absorbed in his material, like I couldn't believe what I was reading. But he gave a beautiful analogy about the human body. He said a human body is like a refrigerator. Take it for an example. He said we pile up a lot of things in the refrigerator, right?
Yeah.
And very seldom we clean it. And what happens? Food starts rotting, right? You find that the shelves that get dirty. So we gotta use something of a similar to let's say a biograde cleaning agent in order to make sure that the surface is clean. We take the garbage out. The same thing we gotta do with the body, but we gotta know what types of foods are there that we can consume that helps us to eliminate and secrete more waste initially.
Yes.
And piling up of debris within the body, if it starts to rot, you'll have all sorts of problems. They say 99% of all the disease that happens to us is due to gut issues.
Well,
Yeah, you name it, from IBS, from leaky gut, and even autoimmune conditions can be caused by that as well. So
what can we feed our body?
Well, we need to understand that first of all we need to focus on herbs. There are beautiful herbs. I think in the Bible it's been mentioned the herbs are for the healing of the nations. If I'm not mistaken, I've heard that many times through many different sources. Well, I have a drink right over here, which I've prepared myself. Well, it's the winter season, correct? And everybody's passing around the flu. But I like to always make sure that my lymphatic system, endocrine system, and mucous membranes are clear and clean. So I need to flush out, detox my liver, and make sure that I have enough bile coming out where my liver can take on more laborious work in the future. Because your liver is like an amazing master key. Dr. Charlotte Gerson said, it's your liver that keeps you healthy. And she said that if your liver function drops below 30%, this is when you start to get sick. And when somebody has cancer, that's a sign that the liver has been poisoned, which means that the liver has accumulated so much toxins, but there is not enough herbs that can trigger the liver to release all those toxins out through the stool or through the urinary tract system.
But the liver is the only organ that rejuvenates itself, if I'm not mistaken.
It can regrow. If somebody would donate their liver, it can regrow back over time.
Wow. All right, so let's talk about some of these great things that, some of them we have right in our kitchen or in the refrigerator getting bad, but they're really healthy if we cook them for our body, right?
Yeah, absolutely. One ingredient that I really love, and almost you'll find it probably in every kitchen in a powder form, which is turmeric. Turmeric is a very beautiful herb. It's anti-inflammatory. It has a powerful antioxidant capacity. It supports your immune system, detox your liver as well, and it helps to promote bile production. Now, again, as I mentioned, bile production is very important because it helps your body to eliminate the waste. Now, if we go back to this drink, what's in it? There is turmeric in there. Another ingredient is the black seed. Now, black seed is scientific name goes by Nigella sativa. Okay, they look similar to black sesame seeds, but they're not. They're more of a spear-shaped seeds. And it is an antiviral. It's antifungal, antibacterial. It has a capacity to treat histamines, so it helps to reduce an allergy to an extent. And it's more of a blood relaxer and cleanser at the same time. So it makes sure that, once it goes into your body, it targets anything that's not supposed to be there. And it helps as well with bile production, and it is a powerful anti-inflammatory agent. Now
because all diseases begin from something, from inflammatory.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Inflammatory is that whenever you have an inflammation, it means that there is something there. Could be something of an infection that is probably not being visible.
Right.
And today, I mean, when you look at these pathogens, they cover themselves with these sort of like a membranes, right? So not everything can target them at times, but sometimes some herbs, what they do is that they can break open this membrane that they're protected by, and therefore being exposed for, being taken action. Yeah, be exposed for healing and for it to be dismantled and flushed out.
Beautiful. What else do you have in that drink?
Well, I've got.
Give us your secrets.
Okay, there's cumin seeds. Cumin seeds are also very, very well known to stimulate enzyme production, okay, improving digestion, reducing gas and bloating. So it helps to keep your stomach calm. It helps to lower your LDL and increase your HDL. Now, people like to call that as a cholesterol, but LDL and HDL stand for lower density lipoproteins and higher density lipoproteins. So they're more like a transporter of the cholesterol. Now, a lot of people get confused between these terms and actual cholesterol. But why do we have, let's say, a lot of cholesterol in someone's body? Like it just shows that it's skyrocketing. Well, here's the thing. If you're having, for an example, a wrong kind of salt, right? A wrong kind of salt, which is basically sodium chloride. That's the component that you can get off the shelf of a supermarket. It's not natural. It's been actually stripped from the minerals that it contained, and then they add anti-caking agent to it, so the salt won't stick. Now, your body cannot assimilate and digest or dissolve this agent. So,
can I show you what I use instead? You ready?
Yeah, absolutely.
For this? And you taught me this, right? So go ahead. One is black salt.
Yeah, black salt is amazing.
Talk
it's
about
very
this.
It's black salt is very rich in a substance called DMSO, dimethylic or dimethane sulfic oxide. It doesn't smell good when you have it. Right, but it's like it has a very strong sulfuric compound that can help you heal from stiff joints, heal from skin issues, like anything that has to do with yeast and fungus. It's amazing in targeting those. Improves blood circulation, lowers your blood sugar levels. So it has an array of healing mechanisms. Like I remember Dr. Jolie once taught me a way. He said, if you really want to detox your body, grab a hot tub, put your feet in there, add apple cider vinegar, and put this around a 2-inch piece of rock salt in there of the black salt, and the apple cider vinegar in the hot water plus the salt starts to react immediately, and it starts to give off, and you could like seriously sense the strong smell coming out of the tub. Your feet are gonna swell initially, and that's because it becomes a powerful sort of a vacuum to pull all of the waste out of the pores from your feet. Now, he mentioned one thing. He said, keep doing that every day by the 3rd or 4th or 5th day, maybe up to a week for some people. He said, once you realize that by the day that your feet don't swell anymore is the time which you know that your body has eliminated enough toxins throughout this process.
Wow.
So there's so many things out there. There are a lot of naturopathic doctors, and I believe everybody knows who I'm going to mention now. For example, Barbara O'Neill is an amazing Australian lady.
Oh my goodness, I love her.
who shared a lot of secrets.
Speaks the truth. She speaks the truth for sure.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if people don't know her, go to YouTube. She's got a lot of different videos on really natural remedies to help with every illness that condition you can think of. So she definitely has the secrets to let our food heal our bodies for sure. I know we talked about the black salts, but in the kitchen, most people may have Himalaya salt, right?
Yes, absolutely. And this is a salt that I've been using for maybe the past 15 years, to be honest. And whenever I don't find enough supply of the pink salt, the next best option is to go for sea salt. But be careful with sea salt. Just make sure that if you do buy it, place it in a tray, leave it out in the sun for 24 hours, like for one whole day. And that is some salts have been contaminated, are actually contaminated with bromium. So they extract the salt from the ocean, but they don't give enough time for the bromium to fume out of the salt. And another great alternative, which Dr. Barbara O'Neill talks about, is Celtic sea salt. And it comes in a grayish color. And she has a very beautiful way of saying that. She said most people, they always feel dehydrated. Your cells don't get hydrated enough, even though you drink so much water. But it doesn't go in your cell. You're just flushing it out through your kidneys. And guess what? You're losing more minerals. So you're having a mineral imbalance. So what she says, she recommends, is just take a tiny pinch, put it on your tongue, let your tongue absorb the salt, and then drink your glass of water. What happens is that the magnesium within the salt starts to absorb the water into your cells. And therefore, it allows every cell to utilize enough hydration and oxygen that by the time that if you're about to flush, it will also help to take out the waste at the membrane level.
Let's talk about these now. These are mustard seeds. No, bee pollen. No, bee pollen. I'm sorry.
Bee pollen. Yes, Dr. Jolie mentioned about bee pollen. He said this is God's most complete food. He said when you eat bee pollen, it's like you're eating your environment. Now, a lot of people say, okay, where can I get the best bee pollen from? My answer to that, which every other ancient beekeeper would tell you, is always go for the one that grows in your environment. Because those bees have harvested something from the nature within your environment that can help you to be immune to that environment. It's very crucial. And bee pollen is very rich in vitamins, minerals, peptides, amino acids. It basically can replace today's multivitamin, if you ask me.
And actually, I got this from Dr. Jolie, and he's got a website called thefoodprophet.com. And on this bottle, it says that bee pollen is good for allergies, weight, menstrual cramps, blood pressure, energy, and it has 127 vitamins and nutrients.
Yeah, and when you talk about
pretty
energy,
good.
If somebody consumes bee pollen every day, once or twice a day, but first thing in the morning is a must, you will skip afternoon nap. This happened to me.
Oh, I was about to take it after this show, but I can stay awake, but I'll pass on that. Okay. Yeah, no, I agree. It does give you energy for sure. So, and again, we don't know this, and to take this instead of energy drinks, right? Because energy drinks are just really killing your system. But this is such
Here,
healthier.
here's the thing. Energy drinks, like some of them are highly caffeinated, right? So
Mhm.
what does caffeine do? Caffeine makes your body flush out minerals. Caffeine makes your body flush out minerals. The main two are calcium and magnesium. It acidifies your blood to the level that when the body responds into neutralizing your blood, it has to release calcium and magnesium from your bones. And it's not good for
Wow.
you. And you're looking on the other hand, people's blood pressure start to spike. Well, that's because you're leaching magnesium. Your vessels are not relaxing enough.
Right.
It remains in a contracted state. But when you take bee pollen, or when you take, for example, I got shilajit here, which has almost 75 different kind of minerals in there. What am I doing is that I am increasing my mineral content. Now remember,
Yes.
if you would grab a distilled water and you put a power line into it, like a live power line,
Mhm.
and then you bring a meter to check, you don't find any conductivity, right? Add a little bit of potassium, or squeeze a lemon, or whatever it is. It's the minerals within the liquid that increases the conductivity. Today we have a lot of people, they cannot control their nerves because it's not functioning right because of lack of minerals. Give a person who was a coffee drinker or a tea drinker, or energy drinker, have them replace that with bee pollen. Check their mood and check their emotions after a whole month. They're going to be more vibrant, happier, and full of life.
I agree, because they're going to put back all the nutrients that their body needs.
And the electrical signals are all going to be functioning perfectly.
So here's another one for you. It's their mustard seeds that I take. And on here
yes.
it says, again, for diabetes, blood pressure, cholesterol, sugar, tumors, and weight.
I think in
All
the
we need
Bible
is a
it's
mustard
mentioned,
seed of faith, right?
if you have a faith of a mustard seed, even Les Brown said it. And
You can move
boy, oh
mountains.
boy, absolutely. Mustard seeds are very powerful. They help someone. Like Jolie had a person who was, I would say, almost obese. And he went on the mustard seeds. Like, he would take mustard seeds with every meal that he was having. He was having like 3, 4, or 5 meals a day. It doesn't matter. With every meal, he would take 1 tablespoon. Now, the way
Before or
Jolie told me,
after?
you can mix it with your food.
Before or after? Does it matter?
Doesn't matter.
No.
But yeah.
Okay.
So the easiest way, like, you can just replace black pepper and you can use mustard seeds. That's the way Jolie taught me. And and then I asked him,
gonna
okay,
do that.
because it's a bit spicy when you chew on it. So I asked him, how do you handle it? He said, I don't chew it all the time. He said, I chew on some and then I swallow the rest. He grabs a glass of water and he would just swallow. Sometimes he would take 2, 3 tablespoons at a time. And I said, what does this help? He said, it helps you to eliminate your bowel movements faster and less waste in the body. The more the body has the ability to heal itself. It's a very powerful antimicrobial, antibacterial, and antifungal generally. It provides a lot of oxygen anywhere there is. If somebody has eczema or any skin rash problems, like my sister had some issues with that, and she had rashes. She would go to a dermatologist, and it just wouldn't go away. So I called Dr. Jolie up, and he said, have her clean it up with apple cider vinegar and then apply the mustard oil twice a day. Within 7 days, it was all gone.
Beautiful.
Many things are there that we don't understand. When we hear, for example, there is an herb that can help you. The problem is we want an immediate effect. People don't have the patience to test it through time. But if you test it through time, it will eliminate the cause that started it in the first place rather than just having the treatment.
You know, you gave me advice on an herb when my daughter was she was, you know, she was sick, so it was for her lungs. What was that? Because she swears by it that's very, I mean, she takes, it's like a vitamin. What's the ingredient? What is it? I forget.
I think that was a tea, right?
No, it's actually a vitamin. You made me purchase. I can't think of the name, but it was to help the respiratory system.
Okay, I think it was. Hold on. I can't.
She's working.
I can't remember the name now. But there are many herbs that helps to take the mucus out of the body, and I know it was a very powerful herb. I remember also. I've even sent you the link for that. Mullein extract. Yes, it's very powerful. It will make you It will make you cough out all the phlegm and mucus. And Dr. Sebi, may God make him let him rest in peace. He always said, where if you want to get rid of disease, get rid of the mucus. He said when the mucus has been eliminated, there is no more disease.
Wow. This is such a great way of really helping people take control of their health, right? It's learning about what's out there in nature that we can use that can really make us be more, taking ownership and feel more at peace, knowing that what we're taking, I know it does for me, comes from the earth. So last final thought, we need to take this down for landing.
The body is a self-healing and maintaining mechanism. Give it what it requires, and God will do the rest.
So let your food be your medicine, and your medicine be your food. Beautiful show. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Until next time, this is Spark and Change for Harmonious Living, and I'm your host, Giovanna Tartaran.
I'm your co-host, Ahmed Bahman. See you all next week.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you for joining me on Sparking Change for Harmonious Living. I hope that our episode today has ignited a spark within you to create positive change in your own life and in the world around you. To learn more about how you can become a guest or supporter, head over to sparkingchangenow.com. If you enjoyed today's episode, please consider subscribing, sharing, and leaving a review. Your feedback is incredibly valuable to me, and it helps me to continue producing content that sparks change in each of us and the world. You can find us on various platforms, including Google Play Store, Apple App Store, YouTube, Facebook, Roku, Android TV, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Thank you again for watching, and I look forward to having you join me again next week on Spark.